Right. So, how's it going, mateos? How's it going? How are you? How am I? I'm doing well, apparently. So, essentially, basically, okay, right, well, the gist of it, the jick of it, is, I don't like the sentiment rolling with the punches, right? Come to me, mate. I don't like rolling with the punches. The sentiment is terrible. There's a lot of sentiments I don't particularly like, but there's a lot of sayings, idioms, that just sort of, they feel fucking, just, that's the chain to which binds you into a certain way. Some of them are okay, I suppose, but the sentiments are always off. Always off. They're just off. They're not good for you. They're not a healthy consumer diet, you know? They're just not. So, rolling with the punches. Specifically, just probably fucked my entire life. Fundamentally altered who I am as a person. Fundamentally subverted everything I was going to be into everything that I am today, which is not a terrible sort of thing, you know. You can't, you know, I'll die not watching a million things. I'll die not reading a jillion things. I'll die not hearing quadrillion, billion things. So, why cry over something you don't have when you don't have it? I used to think, you know, you could lament over a loss if you had it before, but at least you've had it at some point, I suppose. But if you've never experienced, you know, pick a nation. If you've never experienced X, you know, don't worry about it, mate. You've got your own thing. You've got everything you need in life. So, okay, rolling with the punches. This is to accept all that comes to you, and to just, you know, just accept it entirely. Just roll with the punches. Just get punched. Just get punched. Just get punched. Just get punched. Just punch, 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 punch. Beating you up as I'm French. Not good. Not good. Not because you're getting beat up, but because you are just sort of accepting what is, and putting no real sort of notion into what actually is. The thought of which is. You are having what's coming to you, and you are not altering in any sort of way. More importantly, not reflecting upon what has come, and what has dismayed. Like, you can get punched in the face. Fair enough, you could sit there and take it and be like, this is fine. But then after the fact, you don't go, why was I punched there? You know, you've lost the plot, mate. You've fundamentally fucked it. And this is kind of what's happened to me in my life. You know, I've not really rolled with the punches as such, but I've sort of, other people have come to me with their own sort of fucking problems to solve. And I've not been able to solve their problems that they've come to me. And they've turned around to me and go, you're a fucking idiot. Basically. I've accepted that, quite frankly. Because, oh gee williking, this thing that I didn't particularly care for, that doesn't really matter to me in whatsoever, regardless if it did or not. Completely doesn't matter to me because it doesn't matter to me. I don't have to care for it. You know? Oh no, I'm an idiot because I I didn't fall for the shit that they wanted me to do. Damn. And that's like, yay, you go, girl. You're an anti-manipulator. But fundamentally, that means like I didn't really go to school properly. I didn't get an education properly. Because I was expelled from the normal school for normal people and sent to a boarding school for the autistic. All because they couldn't get me into class being taught, essentially. They failed me, and I was to blame. Fair enough, I could accept the blame in my own actions, of course, but I was, like, very young, like 6 or 7. Just permanently expelled from school. No education for you, young lad. You're just too energetic for us. Which is, their fault. So, that's like, yeah, okay, that's a little short sentiment, but, I want to talk about my mother in that sort of regard. Because, that's the approach that she's sort of taken to life. And I don't really have a giant scope of my sort of family, quite frankly. It doesn't really concern me, admittedly. All I can really deal with is what's in front of me. That's what I can expect out of life. Just what I could expect out of life. Just what's in front of me. I can't deal with anything I don't know because I don't know. I can't. Foolish, the sort of conceptions people have of what intelligence actually fucking is. The expectancies of being aristocratic without being so is just fucking crazy. Because quite frankly, these perfect people in their perfect world doing perfect things, they don't have the world on their shoulder. They have groups of people helping them to do things. Fundamentally, they cheat. Which is the correct way of being about it. You hire yourself a team of blokes who help you beat up like the main villain and the bad guys in your venture. You outsource your thoughts so that you can sort of do them better at your peak. It's reasonable. That's fucking society. That's like not getting shagged as a caveman. So, when you are sort of levied up to that expectation, to which I don't think I am, of course, I'm not saying that. I've felt that. I felt like I've been like rose to the top for a Julius Caesar sort of approach, but that's not reality. The reality of that is they've got people to help them. And they might be good people who understand what they're doing and how they're doing it and all that. But, you do need somebody else to help you rough out the edges. Because you are a rough person, You don't have the answers in front of you constantly. You need somebody to tell you what you need to know. Which is, you already know what you know. And sometimes it just doesn't come to you. And that's okay. So, basically, returning to my mother, because I have mother issues. I don't anymore, but I do. I'm still working for it. Because you kind of have to go with the flow of the very sort of particulates of your squanderies. You just have to do that. The reverberation of the weight of just understanding your problems is a constant sort of affair, not because it is a constant affair, because it comes back to you. You understand something deeper, and once you understand something deeper, you can understand something deeper more. And it might not seem like you're actually getting anywhere, because you're digging a fucking hole. If all you've got is a hole, and all you've got is a hole, well, that's okay, because a hole is a goal, you know? Eventually you reach to where you need to be. So, okay. My mother stereotypes people. Like I said to a friend that she was, she's like a sexist. She hates men. But that's not true at all. She just stereotypes people. Because she stereotyped my grandfather, who she stereotyped him as like somebody who just who has like jelly bean wrists and jelly bean legs, you know. He's there, he's not quite there, and you can't really tell him he's not quite there, because he's, it's difficult to talk to somebody, he's old, and no, he was just going through a lot of shit at the time, because they were fucking dying. Me grandma and me grandpa were going through heavy shit, and they were just sort of not really facing the world, because they shouldn't have to, quite frankly. They're old, they don't have the strength, they can't deal with things easily, and I wish I knew more about what was going on, but of course, I had my own things going on, which, very selfish of me and all that, but these are the squandaries of life, mate. You have to be there to help. 2 arms, length of your arms, that's all you can really do in life. That's your limit of reach. Therefore, that is your requirement to be what you can do, quite frankly. So, sorry, I'm just sort of... it always looks like my hair's fucking awful in these goddamn videos, but it's really not. I know that I have scruffle nothing, but I look worse than I am. And I'm worse than I am. Quite frankly. Insane madman kills the children live in Captain Audience. Tells riddles of tales of tomorrow, and realizes that the floorboards aren't quite broken. So, right, stereotypes. So combine the two of rolling with punches and stereotypes. You sort of stereotype somebody. That's how they are, until they break her world of what you are for like a moment, and then she returns to it. So, you're stereotyped as an idiot. You refused to do something you wanted, you didn't care for. Somebody propositioned with something you didn't care for. So you're stereotyped as an idiot for your entire life. And you don't really stop and think about anything, because you're rolling with the punches. Because life is a constant, life is a constant. If you're constantly moving, you're constantly dying. Don't you know? Fire in your ass. Botion you go. And that's not a very good thing, It's really not. Because life isn't as bad as that. It might be. It might be, because you have like a lot of responsibilities on your plate. But... if you need help, you need help. If you can't trust somebody to help you, then they've obviously broken your trust at some point. But if you can't, like... sort it out in some fucking form, to where you find somebody you can trust to help you, then you don't fucking lock up into a certain way. It's difficult. It's difficult in dismay, but we gradually continue on this way into a new form. And this is like, you just realize the depths of people's sort of beings. You see, very intelligent people, they're very honest in their approach, but you realize that they're not the best people, and you realize they know this as well, and this is okay. But if you realize they don't know this is not okay, because you kind of get caught up in that as well, because you sort of like, it's like the abuser's choice, and that's sort of referring. One day it's miserable, and the next day it's nice and happy, and you just sort of forget about the past, and you just, because you don't want to like ruin the moment, as it were, because it's nice and sort of. But it's like, this would be okay if there was actual sort of like destruction going on upon your person. If somebody was stabbing you one day, that would be, you would have like justification. But if you don't have the justification, then it's like you have this weird lukewarm cycle of nothing, which is, if you don't understand it, just how fundamentally subverted you are in these sort of ways, then it's kind of ridiculous, quite frankly. It's ridiculous how that is an easy sort of thing to portray, because the elimination of it is simple sort of finding within it and killing the poison muddly. Absolutely. So everything I fucking repeat myself over, quite frankly. And I'm sick of myself for doing, because nobody gives a shit about it. I have to accept that as well. They're okay. So, you sort of, I was talking about a particular sort of look, quite frankly. A friend of mine who I sort of realised, sort of trying to position him in my mind of like, is he below me or is he above me? And it's a good place to be, like both places, right? He realises he's not the best, but he is better than most in that sort of approach. And that's like, am I finding weaknesses in my rivals to kill? Do I have a need to kill my rivals? Not really. But I could do. Maybe that's the true sentiment of the authority of violence, quite frankly. If I can seek a weakness, I can strike. But, am I capable of doing so with these scrawny arms and this chubby sort of grin and these sort of beautiful intentions of not really wanting harm to anybody, quite frankly. Which is not true, I do want harm to people. Good for them. But it's mostly good for me. Yeah. I don't think that's true at all. But you never know. You never know. Moral of the story is, reflect upon yourself or get detract upon yourself, quite frankly, absolutely. So one sort of final form that I just sort of remembered, never be delusioned within yourself. Always sort of understand that your eyes are attached to a dream, and if you sort of fall into the dream, you're beautiful, but you're also cast adrift in the ocean of such, and thus subject to such, and thus all kinds of misery and beauty shall come to you. So please, sail away into a dream that is not the dream. It is the real world, Mato. Please accept the real world, for you are living into it, and you are beautiful, regardless of the dream. Absolutely so, Mato. Yo. Okay, goodbye.